Snap out. What a hot over room made you feel the pain.
3, 2, 1, and woo! We are live. Welcome, folks, to the American Movie Podcast. If you've never been here before, I go over movies, news, all types of that jazz. So don't forget to subscribe. A lot of good stuff to come. Today, we are going over Bright. And Bright is a Netflix original, and it spent $90 million on this bad boy. It's starring Will Smith, Joel Edgerton. If you don't know Joel Edgerton, he is starring in Warrior. He was starring in, he starred in The Great Gatsby, and he kind of looks like Conan O'Brien, but not with like super red hair. So that's Joel, and he plays Jacoby, who is an orc. And Bright is kind of like Lord of the Rings meeting training day / Dungeons and Dragons, maybe. And it's centered upon Jacoby, who is an orc, and he's the first orc on the LAPD, that old chestnut that Ernest Hemingway wrote about. So, anyways, this movie had potential. I was really excited for it. I'm a humongous fan of Will Smith. Love Will Smith. Love Joe Edgerton. But the narrative was already so silly, and it was so obvious that it was trying to be a moral compass that it took away from the movie and the potential of the movie. And I did like it, but it's an entertaining bad movie. It's not that good. And I'm sorry to say, I really wanted to like it. I really did. But there was just too many times where I was just like, oh dear, why did he say that? But it also made me realize that Will Smith knows how to deliver a line. He knows how to deliver a line no matter silly or how silly, and some of it's even tongue-in-cheek to me, and it came off like that, and that's what I really, really enjoyed about this movie, mostly that Will Smith would deliver these amazingly bad lines so incredibly well, and that's what I enjoyed about it a lot. And this had a lot of problems. Like, I noticed that there was a lot of dubbing, like voice dubbing, and it just didn't meet. You know when someone's talking in an environment and they're kind of far away from the camera, and it kind of sounds like they're far away? Well, it doesn't really match up in that. So there's some voice dubbing or some redoing of lines, or maybe some rewriting of lines while for instance, they were in a car, and it was just sounded very, very calm, and you'll notice it if you watch it. And it was just a little distracting on that part. And the overarching premise was that they were trying to find this wand, and this wand had the ultimate power that granted any wish you wanted, you know? So they found this wand, and the federales were chasing after him. The orcs were chasing after him because they wanted it, and then this Mexican cartel gang, and the leader was in a wheelchair and had a colostomy bag. He was paralyzed, and he was trying to catch them as well. So, I mean, you just got to run away from that guy. That guy's easy to get away from. But the elves and everybody else were kind of more difficult. So, it was okay. If you want to be entertained, it's a very watchable movie. Like, you can watch it, but you're just going to be like, oh, man, this is kind of silly. What was I thinking? I just don't know what I was thinking. Netflix had done some great things, and I thought that this would be good. But it was trying too hard to be a moral compass with too silly of a premise. And I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to cascade and starkly differentiate with fantasy people upon race. And I get it. I get what you're trying to do. And it maybe helped some people understand some stuff, but not really. I mean, it was just too silly of a thing. So, I mean, if you got some time, you like Will Smith, you want to hear some loaded lines that are kind of funny, check it out. But there's no other reason to do it unless you want to watch it for that reason. It was just a silly fantasy world that they created that was kind of meshed in between reality and the Lord of the Rings and Training Day, and King Kong ain't got nothing on this movie. It's not good. So check it out if you'd like. I can't recommend it because it wasn't good, but it was funny to me because I had to watch it and I tried to make the best of it anyways. And Will Smith can deliver lines. I'll give him that. He's amazing. He's an incredible actor, but just not when you got this silly premise. So, thank you so much for watching. This has been Matthew Benjamin with the American Movie Podcast. If you haven't been here before or like what I'm doing or want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Check out all the videos down below. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching on the live stream right now live, I've got a few more on the back burner. I'm going to go over The Greatest Showman and a couple other ones. So, thank you so much for watching. Once again, until next time, folks. Bye. 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 Ciao.
I've been frozen for 30 years, okay? Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Snap out. What, a hot older woman made you feel her pants? I'm crying.